Hello, welcome and namaste. My name is Jesus, also known as Jesus the Yoga Nerd, and thank you for tuning into this short, guided, gentle yoga practice. I'll be your guide. Quick little disclaimer here, should you have any concerns regarding if these poses are okay to perform, please consult a doctor. Also, if you feel any severe pain while performing these poses, please stop the video entirely and come back whenever you feel ready. Find yourself a nice, comfortable space here. Any props such that as a yoga bolster, block, pillow, blanket, strap, or anything else are invited. If you still need time to gather your belongings, go ahead and pause the video, come back whenever you feel ready. Alright, now that we've got our stuff together, go ahead and find yourself on your back here. Now you may notice that I'm not using any props at all, however, go ahead and use any props you'd like, even in this position here. Maybe keeping a pillow underneath your head or a blanket to cover you. Whatever the case may be, go ahead and do that. And keep your arms off to the side here. Either palms down, hands resting on the floor, or palms up. And yogi's choice here, if you'd like to throw your arms overhead, go ahead and do so. Or even placing one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest. Observing the breath here momentarily. And what we're observing here is the natural rhythm of the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Noticing the rise and fall of the belly as we breathe. Again, inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. Again, inhaling and exhaling. And as we take a nice deep breath in, go ahead and place the soles of the feet on the mat, bending at the knees. Exhaling here. We're going to windshield wiper our knees left to right, so allow the knees to fall off to the side. We can start off with our left-hand side here, allowing the knees to fall off to the left-hand side, and windshield wipering them over to the right-hand side. And continue in this movement here at your own pace. I recommend going slow for this movement. We're just beginning to awaken our hips and our lower backs here, releasing some of the energy that we keep clogged up in there. Inhaling to allow the knees to come up and center, and exhaling, allow them to fall over to the side. Again, just a windshield wiper movement here. And again, we're not going fast. We're going at a slow, gentle pace here. If you'd like to utilize props here, maybe allowing the knees to fall onto a pillow on each side, that's more than welcome. This is your practice here, so you're in control. Continue in this movement. Noticing how we feel. Now, find yourself at the center here and allow the right foot to connect to the left. And allow the knees to fall over to the right-hand side. If you'd like to use props here, you're more than welcome to place a pillow in between the knees or a block in between the knees, or even underneath that right knee there for support. Yoga is not so much about how deep we get into the pose, but more so what we feel while we're in these poses. In fact, this pose is a very nice and gentle pose. This is kind of a small, gentle twist here. We're not going extreme here. We're releasing some of the tension that we carry in the hips and the lower back as well. However, it's a very healthy, gentle release. Those of you who have maybe had issues or a history of sciatica here, this is a really great pose to get into. You're not overexerting here on the sciatica, and the lower back as well. As I mentioned before, this is just a very gentle stretch, focusing on the breath here while we're here. Inhaling and exhaling. Again, inhaling and exhaling. On your very next inhale, engage your core, and exhale. Pull the knees back to center. Windshield wiper your knees left to right, just like we did a second ago. Or if you'd like to, even pulling the knees into your chest, really pulling left to right, applying pressure on the kidney chi here. If you'd like to as well, even really pull you forward and back, and that might even give you a nice little massage in the lower back. And whenever you feel ready, come back, place the soles of the feet on the mat, and this time we're going to do the same on the other side here, placing the left foot closest to the right, allowing the knees to fall over to the left-hand side this time. And any props, such as a pillow, block, bolster, can be placed in between the knees or even underneath the knees for that added support here. You may notice too that you experience a different sensation on this side. A lot of that has to do with our anatomical figures and maybe our injuries, some of the injuries we've experienced in the past. Don't judge or criticize that. Note that that's completely fine and normal. However, what's more important here is that you simply become aware of that sensation. Again, noticing how you feel and placing that awareness on that sensation that you feel the most. Inhaling to imagine a beam of light conjuring up here in your body, and exhaling to release that light into that area of sensation. Beautiful. Sticking to the natural rhythm of your breath here. Again, inhaling and exhaling. For those of you who maybe have trouble sleeping at night, maybe you have insomnia, this is a really great pose to get into just before bed. It really relaxes and releases some of the tension and stress that we carry in our lower backs. And as you inhale, engage your core, and exhale, swing those knees back to center. Again, a windshield wiper in the knees, or if not, pulling the knees into the chest, rolling, pulling left to right here, or forward and back. Enjoying the benefits of the stretch here that we just performed. And when you're ready, place the soles of the feet on the mat. Figure forward your right ankle to your left knee and pull either on the shin or the hamstring. Either or is invited. This is a modified pigeon. Great for releasing some of the tension we carry in our hips. And overall, great for the knees as well. Even the lower back here. We even get a little bit of a stretch in the lower back, releasing quite a bit of the tension that we carry in the lower half of our body here. Again, just focusing on the natural rhythm of the breath and the sensation we feel. Taking that nice deep breath to inhale. And exhale, release the stretch here. And go ahead and windshield wiper your knees left to right, or even pull the knees back into your chest. Admiring the effects of this stretch here. And when you're ready, figure 4, this time your left ankle to your right knee. And now this time pigeon on the other side. And again, much like before, you may notice a different sensation here. Again, don't judge or criticize this. This can be completely normal. Taking that nice deep breath to inhale. And exhale. Noticing the sensation here that you experience. As we inhale, go ahead and release the stretch. Again, windshield wiping your knees left to right here. Admiring the effects of these stretch here. And when you're ready, straighten out the legs, sit up here, back straight. Your knees can be bent as much as you like. And take a nice deep breath, inhale. Exhale, pivot the chest down, reaching for those toes. Now, it doesn't matter if you reach those toes or not. What matters more is what you feel while you're in the stretch. So if you could reach the toes, fine. If you can't, that's also fine. Maybe placing your hands on the knees or the shins, wherever you have to is fine. You can bend the knees as much as you'd like to. This will release some of the stress you really feel in the stretch. And again, observing the breath here. If you'd like to go a little deeper into the pose, go ahead and do so on your very next exhale. Otherwise, just stay where you're at. Observing the breath and the sensation you feel while you're in this pose. And as we inhale, exhale, go a little deeper if you can. And then inhale, come back up, swing those legs around, and set yourself up for what's called Sphinx pose. Sphinx pose is going to be on our bellies, elbows placed directly underneath our shoulders, just to help support ourselves here, creating a stretch in the lower back. Now, a quick little proper alignment. Ensure that your toes are pointing straight back. You don't want your ankles rolled over. That can create bad tension, or bad alignment, I should say, in the long run here, and can even create injury in the future. So just make sure your toes are pointing straight back. Your neck, you can either pull your chin towards your chest to create a nice little neck stretch. And if some people like to look up too, I'm okay with that, most definitely. However, if you notice that your glutes are engaged, that's a pretty good indication that you're probably looking up a little too far and you're putting too much pressure on your neck. So just a reminder there. Gently look up if you want to, or even rotate your neck looking over your right shoulder and over your left. Make sure, however, that those movements are small and gentle. Again, observing the breath here. This practice here was designed to target our lower backs. We carry so much tension and fear in our lower backs. So remember to just inhale and exhale as we feel the sensations, as we notice them. And as we take a nice deep breath, inhale, exhale, allow yourself to come out of this stretch here, placing the hands in front of you, stacking them on top of each other, and maybe placing the forehead on these hands. Come in here for our meditation, and remembering to thank yourself for showing up to today's practice. You can continue to stay here for the meditation. Stay here for as long as you'd like. Otherwise, if you have to head out, go ahead and do so at your own time, your own pace here. Thank you so much for tuning in to this short, guided, gentle yoga practice. Again, my name is Jesus, also known as Jesus the Yoga Nerd, and namaste. Goodbye.